All right, your name, sir?
Robert Smithers, sir.
Mr. Smithers, you're here today because you're arrested on a charge of battery. I have reviewed the charging affidavit. You find sufficient probable cause. Do you live with Yvonne Koch?
No, sir, I do not.
All right, so you have no reason to have any contact with her then?
No, sir.
Where are you gonna, do you have a place to go and live?
Yeah, I'm temporarily residing in Orange County Jail, sir.
Well, I understand that. I'm talking if you bond out.
I'm not going to be bonded out. I'm sentenced to a year and a day, or a year in the county.
Oh, so you're doing a sentence?
Yeah, I've been here 6 months already.
Oh. Okay, that's right. This one was the one that it was a while afterwards. All right, so you're in jail. Well, I gotta say, if and when this case doesn't get cleared by the time you're done, or, it does get cleared, but we don't know when your sentence is gonna be done. You say you got another 6 months to go. Do you have a place to go when you get out of the jail?
Yes, sir.
Okay, where is that? And it's not where she lives?
I reside at the Coalition in Orlando.
Okay. All right, I'll set bond on this in the amount of $500. You're not to have any contact whatsoever with Yvonne Koch, no drugs, no weapons, no knives or alcohol. And you can return, so you don't have any stuff out there now anymore, do you?
I mean,
Probably all gone if you've been in 6 months.
Yeah, it's probably all gone by now.
All right, I'll put a public defender to represent you as well.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Is there any kind of paperwork? I have no idea what this is.
It's a battery on Yvonne that happened a while back, and she didn't go to the police right away. Then I guess it allegedly happened in a homeless camp.
Okay.
All right, you'll have an attorney. They'll get all the reports. I'll get a public defender's been appointed, and they'll be able to go over everything with you. Okay. All right. Johnny McCrae.
Yes.
All right, Mr. McCrae, you're here today because you're arrested on a charge of burglary of a dwelling and criminal mischief. I have reviewed the charging affidavit. I do find that there is sufficient probable cause. Set bond in the amount of $5,000 on the burglary of a dwelling, $150 on the criminal mischief, and I will appoint a public defender to represent you. Your name, sir?
I'm Ali. I've been in jail a little long. I just want to see if I can get out. I've been trespassing. I apologize.
Well, I'll tell you, yeah, you failed to appear on a trespassing charge.
They didn't even schedule me for court. They didn't say nothing to me. I was waiting to go to court, but they didn't say anything to me.
Well,
I didn't mean that.
they issued a warrant for you for failing to appear on August the 10th.
I was trying to go to court, but nobody said nothing to me.
You know what happened? They sent it to general delivery. You got to go to the post office and check and see if your mail's coming. I understand that's crazy, but it is what it is. How did this one get into the plea? It's just a trespass. How long has he been in jail? 1 or 2 days now?
About 3 years.
And Your Honor, it looks like we were already appointed on this case, Alexa Rimmer, Office of Public Defender.
Yeah, probably. I'm sure you were at some other time. If he wants a plea, I'll just give him 3 days and you can, it's up to you guys. Do you want to do that? You want to enter a plea?
I want to get out.
All right, well, I mean, that will probably get you out quicker than a bond if you can't make a bond. Is that what you want to do?
I want to get out.
Well, I understand that, but do you want to enter a plea of no contest to the charge, and then I'll sentence you to 3 days with whatever credit you got? And then,
I want to plead guilty because I was.
all right, okay. Solemnly swear testimony about to give you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol today?
No. Can I
Have you
get out
suffered
today?
from hold on. Let me ask you some questions, all right? I'm trying to work with me, brother.
Yeah.
All right. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol?
No.
Have you suffered from or been treated for any mental illness in the past?
I've been to the mental hospital before.
Okay. You understand what this charge is about. You told me it was a trespass. You understand what that is, and you know what's going on here. You said you wanted to enter a plea. Is that right?
Yeah, to get out.
Okay. You understand that by entering this plea, you do have a lawyer. You give up your right to go to trial. You give up the right to question the witnesses that the state would bring against you. You give up the right to have the state prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to bring any witnesses that you would want, and also to testify or refuse to testify. You understand that?
Yeah, I plead guilty.
All right. And you also understand that the entry of your plea could result in deportation if you're not a citizen. I know you are, but I got to tell you that. I got to tell everybody that. All right. I will accept your plea. I'll withhold adjudication, 3 days in the Orange County Jail, and I don't know whatever the credit might be. It's probably 1 or 2. 6 days? 6 with 6 then. I'm going to give you more jail, but you already did it, so you're good to go. 6 days with 6 days credit. Court costs, a $50 cost of prosecution to the states, total of what, $273? And I give you a year to pay that.
You can let me out today?
You're out, if you got nothing else holding you, you'll be
You let me out today?
You'll be out today, all
You
right?
let me out today?
He's got another.
As long as you got nothing else,
All right.
all right? Okay,
Excuse me, Your Honor.
yep.
What was the disposition on that?
6 with 6, 6 days with 6 days credit.
And then as far as adjudicated guilty?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, I was a withhold,
Withhold, okay.
yeah. Thank you. I know, it was only about 2 minutes ago and I forgot already. Your name, sir?
I think Maldonado, the bread.
All right, sir, you're here for a number of things. First of all, you were arrested on charge of trespass after warning. And I do find there's sufficient probable cause on that, so I will set bond in the amount of $500. Now, you're out on bond on the public defender is representing you on a number of cases, a burglary of a conveyance. You're out on a possession of cocaine and a second possession of cocaine and drug paraphernalia. So it looks like they are them when.
He's out on ROR for all three of those.
Is that because they didn't file on them in time? Maybe? I don't know.
I have to look at each of them separately, Your Honor.
Yeah, they're all on different days. All right, just leave those in place. Put a public defender on the new case. All right, so you have a public defender on your new trespass, all right? And I left your RORs in place on the other cases.
Will I be getting out today, sir?
Well, if you can make the bond, because you got three cases that you're not being held on, and just the new one with a $500
Because they
bond.
told me I would be here one day.
You have an attorney, they can talk to you about it and figure it out, okay?
We'll
Will I
get in
be
contact
out
with you.
tonight?
We'll get in contact with you. We'll get in contact with you.
Cameron Jackson. All right, Mr. Jackson, are you Cameron Jackson? All right, sir, you're here today because you're arrested on a charge of camping it looks like you were sleeping on the sidewalk. Bond is set in the amount of $250. Do you want to resolve this case today? You want a plea?
No contest.
I'm sorry, you have to speak up.
No contest.
All right. Are you under the influence, raise your right hand. Solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Two.
All right. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol today?
No.
Have you suffered from or been treated for any mental illness in the past?
No.
Are you understand that by entering a plea of no contest today, you give up the following rights: the right to proceed to trial, the right to have a lawyer appointed to represent you, the right to require the state to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt, the right to question any witnesses that may be brought against you by the state, the right to bring any witnesses that you wish, and finally, the right to testify or to refuse to testify. You understand you're giving up those rights today? Also understand that this is punishable by up to 60 days in jail, up to a $500 fine, and that the entry of your plea would result in deportation if you're not a citizen.
Yes.
I do find sufficient factual basis. I'll withhold adjudication, sentence to time served, whatever that is. Court cost, $50 cost of prosecution, a total of $273. Did you want to pay that in 6 months, within the next 6 months? Or it's like a payment plan?
In the next 6 months.
All right, pay within the next 6 months. You'll be released as to this case. Your name, ma'am?
Kayla Collins.
Ms. Collins, you're here today because you failed to appear in Division 50 on a battery domestic violence charge, and the bond is set in the amount of $6,000. Want a public defender if you have not received, don't already have an attorney. Okay, thank you. What's that? Somebody wants to talk. Come on. Your name, ma'am?
Vanessa Trevino.
Mr. Trevino, you're here today because you're arrested on several charges. First of all, burglary of an occupied structure, unarmed burglary, 2 counts of that, and 1 count of petty theft. I have read the charging affidavit. I do find there's sufficient probable cause. I'm going to reduce the bond on the first count to $2,500 from $5,000, and then it'll be $1,000 for the second one and $100 for the petty theft. You're also out on bond on a possession of methamphetamine of $1,000. I'll leave that one. I'll leave that in place. Okay, so what did I do in the first one? Yeah, do, just 500, 500. So really, actually, she's right. You have three counts. One count of the burglary of the structure, which is being in the car lot, and then there's two, one going in the car and one being in the bed of the truck. There's two of those. Instead of 1,000, that it'll be 2,500, 500, 500, and 100, okay? And the public defender has been appointed. Oh, I'm sorry. Like, okay. Alberto Brandy Rivera. Okay.
Good morning. This is Dalia Romero, Spanish interpreter on the line, already sworn in today.
Good morning. Sir, your name? Oh, wait, he's putting on the headsets. Go ahead.
Okay.
And headset is on.
Alberto Brandy Rivera.
Alberto Brandy Rivera.
All right, sir, you're here today because you were arrested on a violation of probation warrant. There is no bond on that, and I will appoint a public defender if you did not previously have one. Looks like it's my case.
So I do not have a bond.
You know what, this is my division. No, that was what Judge Bain put on it. Actually, I am gonna set a bond on that, since it's mine. I'll set bond in the amount of, $1,000. All right, so it's $1,000.
Okay.
All righty, and the public defender was
Okay.
appointed. Is that the only one at that point? No other interpreters at this point? Oh, this one too? All righty, great. Thank you, sir. This one might be mine too. No. Your name, sir?
Luis David Mogollón. Luis David Mogollón.
Luis David Oyo.
All right, sir, you're here today because you failed to appear. In your case, the bond is set in the amount of $2,000. It's the same case. I'll leave the bond on Judge Alvaro's case in place and appoint no, you already have an attorney in the case? Yes, okay.
Sí.
$2,000. Thank you.
Se paga el 10%, ¿cierto?
So I'm able to pay the 10%, right?
Yes. If you can get a bondsman to float it for you, sure.
Tengo una pregunta. Mi mamá pagó esa fianza ayer. So, no sé qué fue lo que pasó.
I have a question. My mother paid that bond yesterday, but I don't know what happened.
Well, they probably, because of the bond that you're on the possession of cocaine case or your release status in that, they probably wouldn't let you go, but now that I have not taken action on that, you should be able to get released. Okay? Because they put a hold on you because of you were out on bond on another charge. I haven't revoked that bond, so that should be fine now. Just have her check with the jail again. Okay? All righty, thank you.
Hello, Will.
Your name, ma'am? That's it, thank you. Sorry.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
All right,
Have a
bye-bye.
good afternoon. Thank you.
Your name?
Lisa Gonzalez Duran.
All right, ma'am, you're here today because you're arrested on a charge of battery on a person 65 years or older. I have read the charging affidavit and I do find sufficient probable cause. Do you live with, I guess it was your mom, right?
Yes.
You live there?
Yes.
Do you have another place to go? if I give you a bond in the case?
Yeah, I have to. Yeah.
Where would you go?
My cousin? I
Okay.
mean, I don't have her address, but I can figure it out.
Well, you can't go, this is the thing, if I set a bond, you're not, at this point, you're not gonna be able to go back
Yeah, I know.
to your mom's house or have contact with her.
What about my kids?
Who has your kids?
I lived with her, so I would want to get my kids.
Well, you could bring them to wherever you're gonna be living,
Okay,
okay, but you're still not allowed to have any contact with her, you understand that?
yeah.
All right.
And let me ask you a question, sir, please. My mom made it very clear that this did never happen. That me and her we got in a little argument. She had slapped me. That's my mom. She can. But
Hey, now, don't talk about what happened, you don't wanna start talking about the facts, because it could
okay,
end up hurting you.
So basically,
I understand there's two sides to every story.
And I just want to know if she's saying what.
I understand that. That's, the officer, from what they have said, there is probable cause. It may, very well may be the state's not gonna go forward, it's possible. We're just dealing with what we're gonna do with you for today.
Okay.
So I'll set a bond amount of $500. You're not to return to your mother's address, except you can go one time with law enforcement to pick up any personal items
Okay.
and potentially pick up your children.
Okay.
Okay, but you're not to have any contact with your mother at all at this point, all right? No guns, no weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. And like I said, you cannot go back to that house other than once with law enforcement, okay?
And just try
I'll
to.
appoint a public defender to represent you, so you have a lawyer now.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
The bond's 500. Like that. That's the total. Like there's not no 10% or anything, right? Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you.
Good luck. Your name, sir?
Patrick Florence.
Mr. Florence, you're here today for two matters. First of all, that you were arrested on charge of battery, domestic violence, and second, tampering with a witness to hinder communication to law enforcement. I have read the charging affidavit. We do find sufficient probable cause. As to the tampering with a witness, I'll put, bond will be an amount of $500. I'm going to reduce that bond. Now, as to the battery charge, do you live currently with,
Yes, sir.
all right, with Brittany Dean? Do you have another place to go?
Yes, to my mom's.
All right. I will set bond amount of $750 on that domestic violence battery. And order that you not return to the address that, first of all, have no contact with Brittany Dean, and you're not to return to the 8450 Valencia Village Lane, apartment 305. You can go back there one time with the accompaniment of law enforcement, so you can pick up some personal items if you need them, but you can't go then back and stay there. Now, that may change if she contacts the state and the state's willing to do that, okay? There's not to have any guns or weapons, no drugs, or no alcohol.
Thank you, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right. Appoint the public defender.
Larry Harrison, Your Honor, is medical.
Medical. Yeah, I'll appoint a public defender. Did you want to waive his appearance, or do you want me to reset it?
Oh, Your Honor, can we reset it?
Okay. We'll reset it for tomorrow and see if he's,
Can I have that name again, please?
yeah. Larry Harrison?
Larry, okay, thank you.
Larry Harrison. George Moore, behavior.
All right, reset for tomorrow. Robert Santa. Your name, sir?
Robert Santa.
Mr. Santa, you're here today because you were arrested on a charge of aggravated child abuse. I do find this sufficient probable cause. Now, obviously, these are your kids. Do you have another place where you can go? Oh, we have someone here. All right. Ma'am, raise your right hand, please. Solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Your name?
Christina Santa.
And you are related to Mr. Santa in which way?
I'm his wife.
Okay. And are you the mother of the children in this case?
Yes.
Okay. You're here today, so tell me what you want me to know.
I don't want him to come home. He's threatened to kill us when he gets out. He said we will pay for this. And he said it while I was on the phone with dispatch and they heard it all. He will kill us.
Okay.
And I don't want him to come home. I don't want him to ever,
Well, let me just say a couple things. I have to set a bond. Okay. Now, I can put conditions on that. And one of those conditions will be that he not return to your home, that he have no contact with you, no contact with your kids. But that's a piece of paper.
Yes.
All
and
right,
that's
so
what
you
he
need to be
said.
vigilant. You need to be, if he comes around or you see him, you call law enforcement right away.
Well, he said it takes them a few minutes to get there. I'll be dead before they come.
Well, unfortunately, I understand that. I hope that's not the case, right? All right, Mr. Santa, where are you gonna go live? Obviously, you're not going back there.
I guess we gotta go to law enforcement to pick my vehicles, things like that, Your Honor.
Well, we can deal with that, but I need to find out where you're gonna go first. Where are you gonna live?
I guess I got to live in the street until I'm making that money.
Oh, that's not gonna work.
Huh?
That's not gonna work. Can't live in the street.
I guess I gotta go north all the way to my family.
All right, I'll set bond in the amount of $1,500. You're not to return to the address of 4821 India Atlantic Drive, Orlando, Florida, and not to be within 500 feet of that address. You're not to have any contact with your wife or any of your children. Not to possess any guns or weapons, not to imbibe in any drugs or alcohol. He can return to your house one time, but he has to bring law enforcement.
He has a gun, and I don't know where it is. It's in my home somewhere.
Well, if you can find that gun, he's not supposed to come back. He can't take that, so he's not
Oh,
allowed
no,
to.
I want
But
it
if you can
gone.
find that, then call law enforcement and tell them that you want to surrender it,
Yes,
okay?
yes.
But he can come one time with law enforcement. So in other words,
Yeah, he can come and get anything he wants with the.
no, just personal items.
Well, yeah, I'm saying.
Clothes, toiletries, you can't take TVs or furniture, anything like that, right? And so you can either be there, or you can have someone else there when he comes with law enforcement, if you want to have like a friend or a neighbor or someone just to be there and watch. But he can't, no contact at all with you, all right?
Okay.
That means no phone calls, no texts, nothing. All right, now I understand you have children together, and at some point, that may be something you have to do, but because there isn't any order in place right now from the domestic court, no contact with them, okay? All right. Are we all clear?
Yes, sir.
All righty. And if you have any issues, you call right away, don't wait. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All righty.
Thank you.
All right, your name, ma'am?
Rita Scipio.
Ms. Scipio, you're here today because you're arrested on a charge of aggravated assault, domestic violence. I have reviewed the charging affidavit, and I do find that there is sufficient probable cause. Were you living at 522 Northwest Moreland Drive?
I was staying there with my husband and my husband's friend,
Okay. And your husband is,
Carlos Scipio.
all right, Carlos. And he's not here, so do you have somewhere else to go that you can live?
I would
So you're not-
ask,
Go ahead.
well, I know that they put down on the paper that I need housing. I don't even know my daughter's number by heart to call her to ask her.
But if you got out, could you go, because you can't go back to this address. If I give
Right.
you a bond and you bond out, you can't go back there.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you understand that?
Right.
All right, so I'll set bond in the amount of $750. No drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, no machetes, no guns, okay? You can't possess that. You're not to have any contact with Carlos Scipio. And you're not to return to his address or your old address of 522 Northwest Moreland Drive unless you can go there one time with a police officer or a sheriff deputy to go get some clothes and some personal items, if that's what you want to do. Okay, I will appoint a public defender, so you will have a lawyer, okay?
Yes, sir.
All righty.
Your Honor, Ricardo Alvarez, medical.
All right, let's set him for tomorrow and see if we can get him here. Maybe he'll get better. It says, do not reset cases unless for PC or bad hair. That's what it says right there. All right, your name, ma'am?
Mari Ingram.
Ms. Ingram, you're here because you're arrested on a probable cause warrant signed by Judge Caraballo for domestic violence.
Got witness present, Your Honor.
All right. I don't have the affidavit in this. All right, if you guys, no, well, because it was just a PC warrant, they don't attach it, you know. Raise your right hand, please. Solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
All right, on the left, in the darker top, what is your name?
Jasmine Virgil,
And on the right?
Aaliyah Bess.
Okay, how are you related to this individual?
I'm her girlfriend.
Whoever's going to speak, you need to speak. Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, I'm her girlfriend.
Okay, all right. And are you the alleged victim in the case?
Yes.
Okay. State, do you have that? I don't have it.
I'll have to pull it up. I don't.
Okay. What do you want to tell me?
I don't think she deserves to be in jail. It was a all-involved fight. There was just damages done to my apartment, so that's why the police were called, and they said they had to put domestic charges. And we really didn't know that she had a warrant out, so.
Okay.
But I'm completely safe with her. We've worked everything out, payment plans for the damage, everything has been worked out, so.
Okay. And Miss Ingram, do you guys live together?
No,
All right. And so you don't have to go back. She doesn't have to be back where you live.
she doesn't, but
And are you guys still girlfriend?
yes,
Okay. So you want to have contact with her?
yes, I would love to.
Okay.
Your Honor,
Yep.
I have located some information if you'd like to hear it.
Well, she printed it out for me. I just wanted to make sure that it was, that, you know, that they are who they are and all that kind of stuff, and it looks like it is. And it does say there was 3 people and, okay. All right,
She does qualify for PTR.
that was gonna be my next question. You read my mind. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna release your PTR, so I won't put any bond. I'll appoint a public defender to represent you, all right? No hostile contact, okay? If you do have now you're not gonna go live with her, right? You have your own place, so you go there. It's okay, she can come to your place as long as she doesn't have hostile contact, is that right or no?
Yes,
Okay, so you can go to her home, you're just not allowed to have any hostile contact. Now, that means raised voice, that means throwing something at you, that means sending you a nasty text or leaving a nasty message, okay? Anything like that, that's a violation of this release, okay?
okay,
Because I can't protect you as much as you can, hopefully can protect yourself. All right. No guns, no weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. Okay?
Okay.
All right, but it'll be PTR. All right, so you don't have to take a bond. Tina's not a criminal anymore, so she can do that. All right, there we go. Your name, sir?
The first name is Nan Kumar.
All right, sir, you're here today because you're arrested on charge of battery, domestic violence. And I have read the charging affidavit. I do find that there is sufficient probable cause. Now, raise your right hand. Solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, if you come a little closer to the microphone, and your name?
Shailendra Prasadi.
All right, so you're the alleged victim in the case, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me what you think I need to know.
I did not, he's very a violent person. We was trying to help him for 3 years. And yesterday he snapped at me and my wife. And I told you that you put me 6 feet under the ground when he get out of jail.
Okay.
And he hit me in the eye and he punched me in my head.
Well, let me ask you, and I've read what the allegations are.
Yeah.
Does he have any reason to return to the Diamond Falls Way address?
He have a few items that's enclosed. And my wife get $2,032 for him.
Okay, so he could come back there one time and get what he needed. So do you have another place to go and live other than
I
that?
don't have another residence to go. Right now, I just started my job. I just finished my probation of my job, and they give me a little more hours.
Okay.
So whatever happened transpire, this is months beyond that.
All right, so what I'll do is, if I order you to go somewhere else, you'll have another place to live.
I'll probably have to go to a hotel.
Okay, that's fine, that's fine. You just can't go back there, okay?
I understand what you're saying,
All right.
sir. I understand what you're saying.
Now, you will be able to go back one time with either, with a deputy or some sort of law enforcement to go with you to pick up your items. So if you want to go back, if you got clothes, you got toiletries, that kind of stuff, you can't pick up TVs or furniture.
No, I don't have none of that, no.
All right, but you can pick up stuff. So you don't want to have any contact with him or none at all?
No, neither my wife either.
All right, and you don't have any reason to have any contact?
I never had contact with him.
Okay,
It's just-
perfect. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set bond the amount of $500. And I'm going to say that you have no contact with him or his wife. And we're gonna have to get that out of the,
No comment.
it's, Shailandra,
Shailendra, sir.
S-H-I, or
L-E-N.
Shailendra. Last name is
Prasadie.
P-E-R-S-A-U-D-I-E.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, and no contact with him. And as I said, you can go back, he was living there at the time though, correct?
Yes,
All right,
sir.
so you can go back there to get your items one time with law enforcement, all right? No drugs, no alcohol,
I don't do drugs, I don't know.
perfect, and no guns or weapons, okay?
I work in Manchester to get by.
All right, and I'll appoint a public defender if you want. Do you want a lawyer appointed?
Yes, I do.
All right, I'll appoint a public defender for you. You're all set,
All
okay?
right.
And again, sir, if he, any contact whatsoever, you call law enforcement, that's a violation of his bond and he'll be back.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
All righty.
Have a good one.
Your Honor, Marcus
Yes.
Brock refused.
All right, refused. Set him for, I guess, tomorrow, just in case. That way, if I try twice and he doesn't want to come over, then if I reset him for Andrew can't, he can't be mad then.
Minerva Charlotte.
Yes.
Mental health.
All right, mental health. Set that one for tomorrow too. We're gonna have a lot of resets.
Jimmy Derrick, behavior.
Behavior, same thing. All right.
And we also have Raymond
Frias.
Valerio.
Yes.
This hospital.
Hospital. Man. All right, set that for, we'll roll him till tomorrow and see if he gets out. Okay, your name, sir?
Godwin Jermaine Gray.
All right, Mr. Gray, you're here today because you were picked up on two violations of your pretrial release. You do have bonds of $500 on each count, so it's a total of $1,000, okay?
Yes, sir.
All righty. Those are the ones, the last two. And then, this one is Melvin Gray. Those were the ones that we reset, those last couple. Here. Go back. Let's see, what are the names? Yeah, oh, I see. Yeah, whether it was hospital or whether it was mental health, okay. Well, we could ask him. If you want to take a quick break, he could probably tell us real quick. He has a list. You don't have to do it later.
Valero, what was he?
Which one was Valero? What was he? Was he hospital or mental health, or was he disciplined?
Oh, Frias Valerio?
Yes,
That was the hospital one.
hospital.
That was the hospital one.
That it? Yeah. Okay. Your name, ma'am?
Ivelisse Gutierrez.
Ms. Gutierrez, you're here today because you're arrested on a new driving while license suspended charge. Bond was set in the amount of $2,500. I'll reduce that bond to $750. You are out on bond. The reason why you probably couldn't bond out last night was you're out on bond on another driving while license suspended. You know, that's the problem. What can I do? You have one charge pending, and then you're driving again.
Yeah.
So should I revoke your bond and just keep you in jail? That way you're not going to drive?
No, I'm done driving. I was actually at work and I had to.
All right, I'll leave that bond in place. I don't have your driving record, so I can't really be too upset. So it's just $750.
What, her driving record, Your Honor?
Oh, do you have that? Yeah, let me see. Thank you. Valid speeding.
It's tolls.
2018. Never met a ticket that you like to pay.
I have the majority of them in collections, so I have to pay them through the collections.
Are you trying to get your license back?
I am.
Because now you're in a real pickle because you've got a 2018 driving while license suspended conviction. And these two, the new one, actually you've got a 2017 as well from Seminole County. One of those two convictions is going to make you be a habitual traffic offender. You're going to lose your license for 5 years unless you can get a resolve.
I'm gonna get.
So you need to start Ubering or something because you're right on the edge. All right? All right, I'll point a public defender on that new case too. You're all set.
And taking no action on the out on bond, right, Your Honor?
Yeah, I'll leave that there. It's,
McKenna Henderson, mental health.
Henderson, I did see that one. Did it get pulled already? I don't have it.
She was removed. She didn't have to come to court, Your Honor.
Oh, they
She
already
was
took it
actually-
out?
She was
Okay.
seen on that yesterday.
All righty. Your name, sir?
Holly, medical.
Oh, James Holly, medical?
Mhm.
Golly. Hopefully half our docket tomorrow's. We'll go quick. All righty,
Iran Hollinger, bonded.
bond it out. Yeah. That's always good. All right, your name, sir?
Adio Omar Isaac Gonzalez.
All right, sir, you're here today because you're arrested on a probable cause warrant. Count 1, aggravated child abuse. Count 2, neglect of a child causing great bodily harm. Count 1, the bond is set at $15,000. Count 2, $5,000. And did you want a public defender appointed to represent you?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll appoint a public defender to represent you.
Is it okay because my mom is getting a lawyer, so I don't know, like.
To represent you? Sure, she can. I'll appoint a public defender for right now, all right? If she wants to get into the case and represent you, absolutely not a problem, although could be a conflict just because she's kind of invested in it, it's you and your kids. But regardless, the public defender, if she does get in, the public defender can withdraw. No problem, okay?
And what was the first name for Mr. Gonzalez?
Deal.
The last one, yeah.
Deal.
Adil?
Oh, the first last.
Yeah.
Adiel, Omar, Isaac Gonzalez.
Yeah, no problem.
Richardson, Jacob, bonded.
Bonded, I figured he would. Your name, sir?
Alison Mahias.
All right, sir, you're here today because you're arrested on charge of aggravated battery with a firearm. Oh, yeah, okay. And Amor Reyes, is that a person that you have any reason to have any contact with?
She's my spouse.
Your wife?
Yeah.
So she lives at this Lancaster Road address? Do you have another place to go
Yes.
other than that? Because if I set a bond for you, you're going to have to, you can't go, and you're not going to be able to have contact with her, at least in the short term. Now, it might be that she contacts the state and the state says they can change that. But for right now, I'm going to have to make it no bond, no contact at all. You understand that? Where are you going to go to live?
3079 Kobe Court, Poinciana.
Okay, all right. I'll set bond amount of $1,500. No contact with your wife in this case, Amor Reyes. No return to the 810 West Lancaster Road, number 104. Now, you can go back there one time, okay, one time to get your stuff, like clothes, toiletries, anything that you might need for where you're staying.
Car.
Yeah, but you got to call law enforcement for them to go with you. If you go there without them, that's a violation, okay? No guns, no weapons, no drugs, no alcohol, and again, no contact with her, all right? I will appoint a public defender to represent you,
Thank you.
okay? All right, your name, sir?
Anthony Ramligan.
All right, Mr. Ramigan, you're here today because you're arrested on a probable cause warrant for the charge of sexual battery with a firearm. There is no bond on that. And count 2 is false imprisonment. There's a bond of $1,000 on that. And you're also out on bond on a DUI. I'll just leave that in place with Matt Olszewski. Do you want a public defender appointed to represent you on the new case? In the interim? Because this, if you, public defender, if you want to hire a private attorney, you can, but at least you have someone working on it for right now.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, I'll appoint a public defender then. Okay, did you have something that you wanted to?
No.
Okay, all right. Just felt like you needed to stretch your legs. I know what you mean. Your name, sir?
Denai Scott.
Mr. Scott, you're here today because you're arrested on a charge of robbery without a weapon, and so simple robbery and battery committing a felony battery. I've reviewed the charging affidavit. I do find that there is sufficient probable cause. The bond on the robbery is $2,500. The bond on the battery is $150. If you do bond out, you're not to have any contact with Isaiah. There we go. Hang on just a second. Come on. Isaiah Jordan. And also no guns, no weapons if you bond out, okay? I'll appoint a public defender. Do you want a public defender? Attorney appointed?
I think I'll have an attorney appointed.
What's that?
I think I did do the public defender, but I think eventually I'll have a.
Sure, that's no problem. We'll have a lawyer for you right now, and then if you hire someone else, then they can withdraw.
Okay, so what has my bond amount has
Right
been
now,
set
it's, what, 2,650? I think it was 2,500 and 150. Yep.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Yep.
Tyler Scott, behavioral, Your Honor.
Could have figured that, look at this. All right, we set that for tomorrow, see if you'll.
Michael Vargas, medical.
Man, oh man, medical. All right, your name, sir?
Delaney.
All right, Mr. Delaney, you're here today because you were picked up on a warrant for failing to appear in a petty theft charge. It says 0, but it actually is 2,000 on the warrant. Bond set in the amount of $2,000. Did you want to have a public defender appointed, or did you already have a lawyer in the case?
I believe we already
I had a public defender for the original charge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just haven't been able to get in touch with him. I've called last couple days and haven't been able to get in touch with him.
Well, they'll get in touch with you now, and if you bond out, make sure you call them right away. If you don't, then they'll come and see you.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
All right, good luck. You're welcome. Your name, sir? All right, Mr. Johnson, you're here for two things. First of all, you were failed to appear on a misdemeanor possession of drug paraphernalia, so you're arrested on that warrant. That's $1,000. And second of all, they charged you with you were arrested on a disorderly conduct for sleeping on the sidewalk. If you only had that, I'd just go ahead and take a plea, but I don't know if it really makes a difference unless you're going to be able to bond out on the other charge.
I went to court, but they had like for my friend to appear, I went to court on that stuff, man, and when that corona was real bad, and they kept rescheduling.
Well, it wouldn't have been rescheduled from May 25th of this year.
May 25th.
That's when they said you failed to appear for a status. And my guess is that you probably, paraphernalia, I don't think there's PTD, or is there PTD for that? There is? So there might have been a pretrial diversion, they just wanted you to watch a video or something, and then that's probably what you had to come back for.
We were already appointed on that case.
You already are?
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like you're correct that there was a PTD hearing and he failed to appear.
Yeah, that's the problem, you need to watch that video, you watch that video. I mean, disorderly conduct's just gonna be time served, you were just sleeping on what's gonna happen on that, state's probably not gonna file that. That one will go away.
And Your Honor, we can probably figure out a way to show it to him in jail, so.
Yeah,
Depending
just
on.
bring him the slides, I think you can show it to him.
Do that.
All right, I'm gonna, see, I would release you ROR and your disorderly conduct, but then they're not getting any credit, and then if you're in jail on the other thing, I'll reduce the bond to $100, so there's something there, so you're still being held on it, all right? She's gonna contact you, because all you gotta do is look at some pages, and then you sign a thing, and then that will drop the possession of paraphernalia, and then my guess is they probably won't file on that disorderly conduct at some point. They don't seem to be filing on those much anymore. Okay? So hopefully she'll get with you. A representative from her office will get with you. All righty. Your name, sir?
Good afternoon, Judge. My name is Wale Julian.
Hi, Mr. Julian. You're here today because you were arrested on a warrant for failing to appear. Count 1 was a resisting without violence, and there's an ROR on that. Count 2 is on a trespass, and the bond set for the failure to appear is $1,500 on that. I expect you had a public defender probably before on the case.
May I speak?
Sure.
Sir, to be honest, this case is all the way from April, and this wasn't the original charge, and I didn't know anything about the new court appearance at all. Actually, I've been waiting for court for over 3 months for this, and then they
When you failed to appear on August 11th of 2021.
Yes, but I was originally charged with something else back in April. And then they just degraded the charge to a trespass.
Right, so it's burglary before?
Yeah, it was a grand theft.
Well, just the state, you got a public defender. They'll look into that and see what they can figure out, and maybe they can get it resolved for you, all right? Okay. Good luck.
Excuse me, is a bond going to be set or?
Yeah, it was 1,500 on it's a failure to appear, so. ROR in the first one was a resisting account, so there's no bond on that. He doesn't have to make a bond on that.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, that's 1,500 total. Your name, sir?
Bruce Francis Bland.
All right, Mr. Bland, you're here today because you're arrested on a charge of driving while license suspended. Do find sufficient probable cause, set bond in the amount of $500. Now, you were out on bond on a methamphetamine charge. Looks like you've been out for a little while. I'll leave that. I'll take no action on that. Okay, so just the one. Do you want a public defender to be appointed on your driving while license suspended charge?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll appoint a public defender to represent you. Nice.
Lorian Gillette, bonded.
Bonded. Which one was that? Did they pull it out already? Oh, Lori Garadis. Yeah. All right, your name?
Rickara Manning.
What happened with Abisail Colon Rodriguez?
We don't have that in our docket, Your Honor.
Do you have a booking number for them, Your Honor?
Where would that be on here? Right here? Okay, I got 210-19128.
They bonded out.
Bonded. All right. Okay, ma'am, your name?
Rickara Manning.
All right, Ms. Manning, you're here today because you're arrested on a warrant for failing to appear on a no valid driver's license charge. Bond is $250 on that. Did you want to resolve that case today? You can plea to time served and court costs? Or if you're getting your license, I don't know, maybe you failed to appear because you were getting your license and you missed your status date. I don't know what judge this was in front of. But if you're going to get a license, I expect they probably would dismiss it. But if you want to take care of it today instead of worrying about the bond, I just send you to time served.
And what's that?
What's that?
What's time served?
That means that whatever you've done, they'll release you. If this is the only thing that's holding you.
So they'll
You just have to pay court costs, be $273.
So will I get released today?
If you have nothing else holding you, yes. This, from what I can tell, I don't have an orange sheet, so I think this is the only thing that's holding you. Do you want to plea or no?
Yes.
All right, so want to plead no contest to that? Raise your right hand, please. Solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God.
I do.
And are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol today?
No, sir.
Have you suffered from or been treated for any mental illness in the past?
No, sir.
You understand that by entering this plea, you're giving up certain rights, the right to have a lawyer appointed, the right to proceed to trial, the right to require the state to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt, the right to question any witnesses the state would bring in against you in your case, the right to present any witnesses that you wish in your defense, and also to testify or refuse to testify. Understand you're giving up those rights.
Yes, sir.
Finally, understand that this is punishable by a maximum of up to 60 days in jail, up to a $500 fine, and that the entry of your plea would result in deportation if you're not a citizen.
Yes, sir.
All right, and you don't have a driver's license?
No, sir.
All right, do find sufficient factual basis to accept your plea. I'll withhold adjudication, impose court costs and a $50 cost of prosecution and time served. That would be a total of $273. Now, do you want to pay for that over the next 6 months? Or would you like a payment plan of $30 a month?
Can we do the payment plan?
Sure. Can you afford $30?
Yes, sir. I have a
First
job.
payment due by the 17th of October and every 30 days or after. Okay?
Will I get information on that?
Yeah, you get paperwork that has all that in there. If you have a problem and you don't get your paperwork or you can't understand it, you can always call my office or send me a letter. My name is Judge Jewett.
Okay, thank you so
All
much.
right, good luck. Your name, sir?
My name is Willis C. Robinson. Let me satisfy the court. My address is 2868 North Powers Drive, 176 Park, and 176.
All right, Mr. Robinson, you're here today because you failed to appear on a driving while license suspended charge. Bond is set at $2,000.
Yes.
And looks like they have the right address. I'm not sure what happened to it. Were you trying to get your license back and then you just,
I already have my license back. I got my license.
do we have a driver's license?
Your Honor, on the day of question, driving a suspended license, I was on my way to get my truck, for the interlock system in it, which I did. The officer didn't arrest me that day because I showed him the paperwork that in order for me to get my driver's license, I had to put the interlock system in my truck. That's why I drove my truck to Warner Garden looking for the interlock place, which I found it after the police let me go. Okay, now after the probation found out that I got caught driving the suspended license, she violated me from the DCF, or the state probation. I'm on a conditional release, and that's why I went to jail on the 9th, and I knew I had to go to court on the 11th, and another court date on the 10th, to try to get the interlock device removed because I'm too old to blow in it.
I see. It is good. Your license is valid. All right?
Yes.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dismiss the case and we'll release you.
Thank you very much.
All righty? So the case has been dismissed because, well, you did fix your license.
What about the, I did. I got the interlock system here. Your
Okay.
Honor. I was in compliance by the law. I'm a recovering alcoholic, Your Honor. I've been to DUI class. I've been to every class, counseling, Aspire counseling.
Well, it sounds like you're on the right road now,
Yes,
okay? So do what you can to make sure you keep that license, but since it's valid, I'm going to dismiss that, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck.
Thank you, sir.
All righty. Your name, ma'am?
Cherie Wagner.
All right, Ms. Wagner, you're here today for two things. First of all, you were arrested on a new charge of driving while license suspended. Bond set on that an amount of $500. You were out on bond on a grand theft by a food service employee, and I will take no action on that. Did you want to have a public defender appointed for you on the driving while license suspended?
Yes.
All right, I'll appoint a public defender for you, okay? What was it for? Yeah, 500. You're all set, since I didn't touch the other thing.
Carlos Arces.
Yes.
Bonded, Your Honor.
Bonded. Your name, sir?
It's John Kearney, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Kearney, you're here today because you were arrested on charge of trespass on property and disorderly conduct. I have read the charging affidavit. I do find there's sufficient probable cause. Bond set in the amount of $500 on each count.
He does qualify for PTR, Your Honor.
He does? All right, I'll release him PTR. So that'd be pretrial release. There are conditions, but there's not a bond required, okay?
So released without bond.
Yeah, but you have to check in with them, you gotta call into them, so there's some things you're gonna have to do. They'll give you information on that. And it looks like you did not qualify for a public defender, so I won't be able to appoint one for you.
Okay.
Alrighty?
And do you want any conditions with the PTR, Your Honor, like no return, anything like
Yeah,
that?
no return to the airport that's a condition, no drugs or alcohol, no guns or weapons. Okay? Your name, ma'am?
Sophia Nelson.
Ms. Nelson, you're here today because you were arrested on a charge of trespass on property after warning. I have reviewed the charging affidavit, and it does, that there is sufficient probable cause upon the amount of $500. Did you want to have a lawyer appointed to represent you?
Yes, Sophia.
I will appoint a public defender then to represent you.
And Your Honor, there's an offer for this case. The state offered adjudication, credit time served in court costs.
All right. So, Ms. Nelson, if you wish to enter a plea, the offer is adjudication of guilt and time served. So if you want to resolve your case by entering a plea of no contest today or guilty, then you'd be sentenced to the time you served and it'd just be court costs.
All right, it's fine.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
All right, so raise your right hand. You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God.
Yes.
All right. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol today?
No.
Have you suffered from or been treated for any mental illness in the past?
Yes.
All right, do you understand what's happening here, though?
Yes.
You understand who I am? I'm the judge, and what my job is, and your lawyer's job, of a lawyer from public defender's office? Okay, do you have any questions about any of that?
No, not really.
All right, did she do a plea form?
Do you want to plea form?
That's all right, I can go through the stuff, it's not necessary. All right, you understand that by entering a plea of no contest, you're gonna give up certain rights. You give, first of all, and most importantly, give up the right to go to trial, because there won't be a trial. You give up the right to have a lawyer appointed to represent you. You give up the right to require the state to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up your right to question any witnesses the state may bring to testify against you. You give up the right to bring any witnesses in your defense that you wish. And finally, you give up the right to testify or refuse to testify. You understand you're giving up all those rights by entering a plea of no contest today?
Yes, I understand.
All right. And finally, you understand that this is punishable by up to 60 days in jail, which is not going to happen, but that's the maximum penalty, and that the entry of your plea could result in deportation if you're not a citizen.
All right.
All right. I do find sufficient factual basis. I'll judge you guilty, sentenced to time served, the court costs, and a $50 cost of prosecution. That's a total of $273. Did you want to pay for that with a payment plan of $30 a month, and I can start you in November or October, or just pay it all off in 6 months?
I'm gonna speak with my free attorney with that situation, or just wait until the 6 months is over.
Whichever way you want to go. I'll just say pay, oh, you know what, I'll give you a year. Pay within a year.
All right.
Okay? All right, pay within a year.
Thank you.
How was a battery charge applicable? Your name, sir?
Robert Louis Paris Jr.
All right, Mr. Paris, you're here today because you were charged, arrested for the charge of battery. I do find that there was sufficient probable cause for that charge. Bond set in the amount of $500. Did you want to have a public defender appointed to represent you?
Yeah, I found out a form.
You did? All right, so I'll appoint a public defender to represent you. Finally, going to order that if you do bond out, that you not have any contact with the alleged victim in the case. And that is, geez, what's his name? Avion, A-V-I-O-N-E, Arnold. Not to possess any guns or weapons, and not to partake in drugs or alcohol if you do bond out. And as I said, I'll appoint a public defender to represent you. Okay?
When's the hearing?
You'll get notice, the public defender will be noticed when your arraignment is set. What the next step is, if the state decides to file the charges, then they'll have an arraignment date, and at arraignment, they'll tell you what specifically, whether they filed it or not, and then it'll get set for a.
Just like the 33-day rule, is that what you're saying?
They have to file, yeah. Your attorney can explain that, but yeah, they have to file within 33 days, okay?
All right, thank you.
Alrighty.
Andrea Shaver, refuse.
All right. Reset tomorrow. Your name, ma'am?
Samantha Cox.
All right, Ms. Cox, you're here today because you're arrested on a charge of petty theft. I have reviewed the charging affidavit. There is sufficient probable cause set bond in the amount of $250. What concerns me is that you were out on bond on a DUI charge.
I was entered in error, Your Honor. That case is done.
Oh. So is she on probation on that?
No, it was just, her license was suspended and it was sent to tele.
Okay, gotcha. All right, did you want to have a public defender appointed to represent you on the petty theft? No? You going to represent yourself?
I mean, I'm guilty.
Just want to resolve it then? Do we have an offer?
Sorry, can I have her name, please?
Sure, it's Samantha Wright Cox. They have it all in one word, but it's not right. It should be two words, Wright and Cox?
Yeah, it should be 2 words.
Okay.
Yes, the state's offer was a withhold, court costs, substance abuse evaluation and treatment, impulse control class, no return, and it looks like restitution of $2.99.
All right, so if you want to plea, it'd just be time served. That would require you to undergo a substance abuse evaluation within 60 days and complete the impulse control class in 60 days. If you don't do those things, they'll suspend your driver's license. For looking at this, it probably is anyways. And then you're not to return to the store that this was. There'll be court costs, cost of prosecution, and $2.99 restitution. So you want to do that? All right, raise your right hand. Solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
And your name is Samantha Cox?
Yeah.
All right, and you want to enter a plea of no contest to the charge of petty theft, is that right? Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol today?
No, sir.
Have you suffered from or been treated for any mental illness in the past?
No.
You understand that by entering this plea, you give up certain rights. First of all, the right to go to trial, the right to have a lawyer appointed, the right to question any witnesses that may be brought against you by the state at that trial, the right to require the state to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt, the right to have witnesses appear at your request, and then finally, the right to testify or refuse to testify. You understand that? Finally, understand that this is punishable by up to a year in the county jail, up to a $1,000 fine, and that the entry of your plea may result in deportation if you're not a citizen. All right. I do find sufficient factual basis to accept your plea. I'll withhold adjudication, sentence you to time served. There'll be court costs and a $50 cost of prosecution, and restitution in the amount of $2.99. That must be some good wine. To the Sunoco gas station at 5600 Hoffner Avenue in Orlando. Finally, I'm going to order that within 60 days you undergo a substance abuse evaluation, take part in any treatment that may be ordered. If you do not do so, your license will be suspended or prove that it's been done. And also attend and complete an impulse control class or seminar. Sign up that within 60 days, complete that within 90 days. The court costs and restitution, did you want to have a payment plan on that? Can you do $30 a month?
Yeah.
First payment due by the 17th of October and every 30 days thereafter till it's paid in full, and you'll be released as to this case. Mhm. It's written there, but it's in shorthand. I can, if you want to put that one to, because we're almost done, if you want to put that to the end, I'll give it to you when we get done. Your name, sir?
Yanni Allen Whitaker.
All right, Mr. Whitaker, you're here today because you were arrested on a warrant out of Polk County, and the bond on that is $3,000. You were out on bond on a no valid driver's license here. I'll take no action on that. Okay, so Polk County at some point will probably come get you, unless you bond out on that. What's that?
I couldn't hear you. Can you repeat that?
I said that Polk County, either if you bond out, it's a $3,000 bond, then you'll get another court date from your bondsman. If you don't bond out, then eventually we'll get you over to Polk County.
But this time I am sitting here with the warrant from Polk. I'm getting credit towards that. Polk.
That's correct. You're being held on a Polk warrant, so if you go back there, if it takes them 60 days to come get you because of the COVID or whatever, when you
Then I
get there,
have
you'll
60
get full
days.
credit for as much time as you've been here.
All right, but
Okay.
I do have a bond on that.
Yes, $3,000.
All right.
All right, and the other one that you were on bond here for, I didn't do anything with, so you're still out on bond on your no valid driver's license.
All right.
Okay.
I'm able to bond out, correct?
Yeah, you can, the 3,000, that's all, that's the only bond that's holding you.
Thank you.
Okay?
Excuse me, did he have a hyphenated last name?
What's that?
Did he have-
Edward Starcher,
The last
refuse.
It's Alan Whitaker, yeah, Yanni Alan Whitaker. It looks like they've got it all run together, but it's Allen and then Whitaker.
Okay, thank you.
What was that, I'm sorry?
Edward Starcher, refuse.
All right. Okay, that's into the next one. Set them for tomorrow. We're gonna have a whole bunch. Your name, sir?
Stephen Ibrahimi, sir.
What about George Scott? Did he bond? You had a bunch of Lake County warrants?
Do you have the
Just got to.
booking number for them, Your Honor?
Yeah, he's,
Inmate number?
Yep.
210-191-23.
They look like they bonded, Your Honor.
All righty. Bonded. All right, I'm sorry, sir, your name again?
Stephen Haney?
All right, Mr. Hayes, you're here for a number of things. First of all, you've been arrested on a violation of probation warrant. There is no bond on that. And then you also were arrested on a probable cause warrant for the charges of grand theft third degree, receiving money from a pawnbroker with false verification, and dealing in stolen property. There's a bond of $1,000 on the grand theft, $1,000 on the receiving money from a pawnbroker, and $2,500 on the dealing stolen property.
Sure.
Did you want to have a public defender appointed for you on the new case and also the violation if you don't have a lawyer already?
Yes, I did.
All right, appoint a public defender in those cases.
Question.
Sure.
Could I please be appointed on the bond on the probation?
That, unfortunately, I'm not going to touch that because it's another judge's. The lawyer can go to them and check to the judge and see if they'll do something for you.
The officer said that I could have a bond appointed to me on that, so I could go ahead and bond out.
The problem is that it's not up to the officer. They could have sent through a notice of appearance that the judge is the one who signs that. Okay?
I believe it's administrative probation.
I don't know. All I know is all I show is a warrant. Okay? All right. Your name, sir?
Cory Hears.
Mr. Berry, here today because you're arrested on a warrant for violation of probation. There is no bond on that. Where's that from? Let me see if I can find out.
Something about a 5-day old thing with jig.
Yeah, there is a time period in which they've got to come and get you. Is it from here? Is it
Last name's
orange?
Hears.
It's orange. It's here.
Hears.
Yeah. Cory Berry, Hears, right? Yeah. You're here on a violation of probation. There's no bond. Did you want a public defender appointed on the violation of probation?
I can't get they said something about a fine, I'm withheld where I qualify for some 5-day hold thing and then they withdraw the hold on my violation. I can bond out my original charges. But they told
I
me,
think he's talking about the violent felony offender, a special concern hold,
Oh, well,
but that doesn't obviously give.
right,
him a
it
bond on
doesn't,
his
it's no
probation.
bond anyway, so.
Yeah.
All righty. Appoint a public defender.
no bond still.
No bond. Your name, sir?
Daniel Victor Morales Jr.
All right, Mr. Morales, you're here today because, well, actually, a number of things. First of all, from a violation of probation in 2016 CF 3532 AO, there's no bond on that. And there's a violation of probation in 2015 CF 11600 AO, there's no bond on that. And then you also have 2 new charges. There's a disorderly intox charge. I did find that there is probable cause. Set bond of $100, and there's a resisting without violence charge. I'll ROR you on that one. Did you want a public defender on all of this stuff?
Yes, sir.
For the violations as well as the new cases, okay?
Yes, sir.
All righty, you'll get those. What point of public defender in all of them?
Dante Sylvester, behavior.
Man, oh man. Do they know who's here today? They don't want to come see me on this spot? Reset for tomorrow. I'll take it personal. Your name, sir?
My name is Adam
Last name?
Christ.
All right, Mr. Christ, you're here today because you were arrested on a camping charge. I do find sufficient probable cause. Did you want to resolve that case through time served in court costs today?
Yes.
Want to enter a plea of no contest then?
Yes.
All right, raise your right hand. Solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God.
Yes.
So you wish to enter a plea of no contest, is that correct?
That is correct.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol today?
No.
Have you suffered from or been treated for any mental illness in the past?
No.
All right, you understand that this is punishable by up to 60 days in jail, up to a $500 fine.
Yes.
You also understand that the entry of your plea may result in deportation if you're not a citizen.
Yes.
All right. And you understand that by entering a plea, you give up your rights to a trial, the right to have them require them to prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt, the right to question any witnesses, and all those rights. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. I do find sufficient probable cause, or excuse me, sufficient factual basis to accept your plea. I withhold adjudication, just be court costs and a $50 cost of prosecution and time served. That's a total of $273. Would you like to have a payment plan, or would you like to pay for that just in 6 months?
Payment plan would be,
$30 a month, okay?
sounds good.
First payment due by October 17th, and you'll be released as to this case.
Thank you.
All righty. Your name, sir?
James McNaughton.
Mr. McNaughton, you're here today because you were arrested and charged, or arrested on charge of camping. I did review the charging affidavit, and there is sufficient probable cause. Did you want to resolve your case as well?
Yeah,
Just want to resolve it to time served in court costs today?
sure.
All right. Raise your right hand, please. Solemnly swear testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God.
So, you got
All right, and you wish to enter a plea of no contest, is that right?
No, that's guilty.
All right. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol today? Have you suffered from or been treated for any mental illness in the past?
I'm bipolar, but
All right. You understand what's happening here today? All right. You understand that this, by entering this plea, you're giving up the right to a trial, the right to have a lawyer appointed to represent you, the right to require the state to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt, the right to review or question any witnesses that may be brought against you, the right to bring your own witnesses in that trial, and finally, the right to testify or refuse to testify.
yes.
All right. And you also understand this is punishable by up to a maximum of 60 days in jail, up to a $500 fine.
Yes.
All right, do you find sufficient factual basis to accept your plea? I'll withhold adjudication, impose court costs and a $50 cost of prosecution. It's a total of $273. Did you want to pay for that over the next 6 months, or would you like a payment plan?
A payment plan,
$30 a month, okay. $30 a month is okay. First payment due by October 17th, and every 30 days thereafter till you're paid in full. Okay?
17?
Yeah, October 17th, you'll get paperwork. All right, you're all set? You'll be released as to this case. Your name, ma'am?
Sturgis.
First name Denise?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Sturgis, you're here today because the state alleges that you did, that you're arrested on a charge of resisting without violence. I think it's a city violation.
Yeah.
And I do find that there is sufficient probable cause. Is this a city case? It looks like it is, because usually they put state misdemeanors when it's a city. State, do you want to be heard on this one?
One moment, please.
Yeah, it's a resisting case.
Withholding court costs.
All right. So if you wanted to resolve it today,
Yes, ma'am.
it'd be a withhold of adjudication and court costs. So it'd be $273, but you'll be released, and then you can either have a payment plan, we can set that up, or you can just pay it in 6 months. You just want to get it over with?
Yeah.
All right, so raise your right hand. Solemnly swear testimony about to give you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. All right, and you are Denise Sturgis, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol today?
No,
Have you suffered from or been treated for any mental illness in the past?
no, I'm finna get the help though.
All right, but you understand what's going on here today, right?
Yes, I do.
You know that I'm the judge and what my job is, right? And you understand the lawyers and what they're doing. Okay, do you have any questions about anything about that?
Just as long as
Okay.
I'm going home, that's
All right, well, you understand that by entering your plea of no contest today, you're giving up your rights to go to trial, the right to have a lawyer appointed, the right to have the requirement of the state to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt, the right to question any witnesses that they would bring against you, the right to bring your own witnesses, and the right to testify or refuse to testify. You understand that? All right, lastly, you understand that this is punishable by up to a year in the county jail and up to $1,000 fine, but that's not going to happen. You understand that? All right, I do find sufficient factual basis. I'll withhold adjudication, impose court costs, and a $50 cost of prosecution. That's a total of $273, and you said you wanted a payment plan on that?
Yes, I do.
Can you do $30 a month?
Yes, yeah.
First payment due by October 17th and every 30 days thereafter until it's paid in full. All right? You'll be released as to this case. All right, good luck, take care. Here, I'll take it.